It's time for a quick time update of the July meetings of the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. County Manager Larry Werner is here. I'm Lloyd Higuera. And Larry, the Board of Commissioners meeting on July 6th, commissioners discussed the passage of Senate Bill 176 requiring the Douglas County Sheriff's Office to have a body-worn camera on all uniformed deputies by July 1st of 2018. And that seems kind of like a quick timeline and a very expensive item, too.
It potentially is, Lloyd, yes. The discussion before the board on the July 6th meeting was to discuss exactly that. We were estimating the cost. I think they were roughly $450,000, $500,000 for both construction and ongoing, for purchase and ongoing maintenance of it. And the state had allowed the county to recover some of these costs through an increase in the 911 surcharge fees. They're currently 25 cents per cell phone and phone line. And then under this program, they could go up to $1. And we were concerned that the board may not be interested in doing that, that they may want to look at other alternatives. And that's the reason we had the discussion, to kind of say, okay, here it is. Here's what our costs are. How do you want us to approach that? So the direction we got was to kind of fund it through what we have available in this year's budget, and then take a real hard look at next year's ongoing budget, and then if we have to do something, come back at that time. So.
Okay, so this is a work in progress, just getting underway.
It is.
Okay. Commissioners also approved the construction, operation, and maintenance of a veterans monument on property located in front of the historic courthouse in Minden. WAVE, that's Welcome All Veterans Everywhere group, will be doing this project, and commissioners approved a $15,000 matching grant from the room tax fund for the project.
Right, and this is a very nice project. I think coming forward, it's the like I said, it's a veterans monument that would be placed on the courthouse property, and the partnership would be for the county to provide about $15,000 worth of matching funds. WAVE would provide the rest. They would construct it, and then we would maintain it. So it's kind of a joint effort on that part.
Okay, very good. So when could we look forward to that happening?
You know, I don't have a date on that. I think everybody was kind of waiting to see that this occurred, so they knew they had the funding in place, and then I'm guessing that in the next few months we'll have a much better idea of where that sits, and we can certainly let you know on when that occurs.
Okay, moving on to the meeting of the 20th of July. Commissioners discussed the contract between BHC Consultants and Douglas County for county manager services performed by yourself, Larry Werner. And this hour-long discussion involved all kinds of topics and eventually was continued. Could you give us kind of a summation of it?
Yeah, the meat of it was to take a look at whether or not the current termination date of the contract, which is December of 2017, should be extended. And the reason for that was looking at the assistant county manager process and getting someone hired. It looks like it'll be probably the 1st to mid-September before we'd actually have a person on board. The concern was, is there enough time to work with that person as an assistant to kind of be able to step in and take over portions of the county manager's role, and to do that before my contract terminates. And the other issue with that is it drops everything right in the middle of the budget process. So it became a question, should the contract be extended till December of 2018, with the idea that whenever we achieve the right mix here, that either party could serve a 30-day termination and we could separate ways there. But I think the board felt we needed to have enough time to get the assistant county manager trained, get through the budget process, and then once that's in place, then really look at the county manager hiring process to see when that should take place and where we should go with that. So
okay,
it was kind of mixing all that together. And then the discussion did go sideways a little bit here and there, but ultimately it boiled down to the chairman and I all sit down, look at the terms of the contract, and come back to the full board at the first meeting in September for final review and approval.
Okay, and speaking of the assistant county manager position, how is that search going?
We're close to the end. We're conducting final interviews. The panels are conducting final interviews on August 7th. A couple weeks after that, we'll have a presentation of the 3 finalists out of that group at a public reception and try to get feedback from folks that might want to attend that. And then when that's completed, then I'll sit down with those 3 candidates and make the final selection at that point.
Okay, and this assistant county manager that will eventually be hired, this is not a guaranteed pathway to county manager.
No, it's not. Hopefully might work out that way, but the intent is to get somebody on board that can really understand government processes, that sort of thing. So when I'm not here and if we're going through the process, that there's somebody there that can help keep the county's leadership going the way it should and be able to take on some of the workload, but then decide whether or not, when the actual county manager process comes forward, if that person may or may not want to apply for that or may or may not be selected. So.
Okay, very good. Well, Larry, I want to thank you for sharing information here on the QuickTime Update. Our county manager, Larry Werner. I'm Lloyd Higuera for the QuickTime Update.